The fact of the matter is I want to be more competitive, but I don't want to play the exact same 2 decks or so that everyone else is playing. I just wish there were more options, more rogue decks, more hipster decks that someone like me could play and still put up a really good fight.
There's plenty of decks like that, Prof. You don't just need to play Evital. Have you considered checking out Araness, Rainbow Road, or Blastoise Toolkit? Hey, I hear Eradicate Mill is worth checking out.
Wait, I'm not talking about Pokemon TCG, Jeff.
You're not? Wait, then what card game are you talking about?
Magic the Gathering. You know, the game you played competitively for years before you decided to go off and be a Pokemon master?
Oh yeah, Magic. I remember that game. So you want a different deck for Standard, huh?
No, not Standard. I'm not playing Standard.
I'd wait till after they ban Gataxian Probe if you're interested in Modern.
No, not Modern. Legacy. I want to play Legacy. Wizards of the Coast can't mess up a format if they never pay any attention to it, right? But my Food Chain deck never really worked for me. What's another different sort of deck that I might actually have a good chance of winning with?
Have you considered Aluren?
I've never even heard of that. What's Aluren?
I'll tell you all about it, and then I can go over my Araness Rainbow Road deck that I plan to play at the Regional in March.
Xerneas. It's pronounced Xerneas. You know, if you're going to start playing Pokemon, you need to learn how to say the names correctly.
I like you, Professor, but you and I have very different priorities when it comes to slinging cardboard. Aluren is a mid-range creature combo deck in the Legacy format. It can kill its opponent at instant speed simply by having its namesake, Aluren, in play and a Recruiter of the Guard in hand. We do this by executing a fairly convoluted chain. Remember, Aluren makes all of the cards we are about to talk about casting free to play. Cast Recruiter of the Guard, go get a second Recruiter of the Guard. Cast Recruiter of the Guard, go get third Recruiter of the Guard. Cast Recruiter of the Guard, go get Arctic Merfolk. Cast Arctic Merfolk with Kicker, returning Recruiter of the Guard to our hand. Cast Recruiter of the Guard, go get Quickling. Cast Quickling, return Recruiter of the Guard to our hand. Cast Recruiter of the Guard, go get Cavern Harpy. Cast Cavern Harpy, return Arctic Merfolk to our hand. Cast Arctic Merfolk with Kicker, returning Recruiter of the Guard to our hand. Cast Recruiter of the Guard to go get Parasitic Strix. Cast Parasitic Strix, drain our opponent for 2 life. Pay 1 life to return Cavern Harpy to our hand. Cast Cavern Harpy and return Parasitic Strix to our hand. Repeat these last 2 steps until your opponent has no remaining life. Whew! The reason we get multiple Recruiter of the Guard when we first start comboing is in case your opponent has a removal spell. If they are able to remove your only Recruiter of the Guard in response to the Quickling trigger, for example, they would be able to disrupt your combo. This is the same reason we have an Arctic Merfolk and a Quickling instead of just one or the other. The reason Aluren is a powerful deck, though, is not just because of the combo kill it has access to. Aluren's power comes from the fact that it is a mid-range deck with disruptive elements at its core. Creatures like Deathrite Shaman, Baleful Strix, and Shardless Agent allow you to generate value against decks like Miracles, Shardless Sultai, and other slower decks in the format. Disruption like Thoughtseize and Cabal Therapy allow us to interact with faster combo decks as well as clear the way for our own combo to be implemented. We also have access to a full set of Abrupt Decay in our 75 for killing troublesome permanents such as Counterbalance and Tarmogoyf. One of the more interesting aspects of Aluren is that Recruiter of the Guard gives us access to a creature toolbox for solving various problems we may run into. Reclamation Sage is a searchable way to kill troublesome permanents ranging from Counterbalance to Phyrexian Revoker. Eternal Witness is everything from recovering combo pieces from the graveyard to allowing us more access to discard spells and Abrupt Decays that we have already played. Academy Rector allows us to have additional access to our namesake card, Aluren. Occasionally, you will have multiple copies of Recruiter of the Guard without an Aluren in sight. Academy Rector allows you to turn that first Recruiter into Aluren. Remember, your copies of Cabal Therapy give you an easy method for sacrificing Academy Rector. Our mana base consists of the fairly standard fetch land, dual lands, and basics that you come to expect from a Legacy deck. Our 4 basic lands not only help us play around Blood Moon, but also allow us to cast Aluren without exposing ourselves to Wasteland. Finally, it would not be a blue Legacy deck without having access to 4 copies always a brainstorm. Not only does this card help smooth out our draws, but it also allows us to shuffle away cards like Reclamation Sage when we draw them at inopportune times. Our sideboard starts with supplemental copies of cards we are playing with in our main deck, such as Thoughtseize and Abrupt Decay. We have some additional removal such as Disfigure, Dismember, and Maelstrom Pulse. Disfigure gives us another cheap way to kill Delver Secrets and opposing Deathrite Shamans, while Dismember can often kill Tarmogoyfs and Thought-Knot Seers. Maelstrom Pulse is a flexible removal spell that gives us an answer to Humility that we otherwise do not have a good solution for. Next, we have some additional disruption that seems awkward at first glance, but is very reasonable. Swansong is a flexible counterspell that stops everything from Sneak Attack to Infernal Tutor. Sometimes, something like Swansong is preferable to Force of Will because of our low number of blue cards. Just be sure to board out Shardless Agent so that you do not cascade into Swansong by mistake. Aethersworn Canonist prevents us from executing our own combo, but when we have this in play against Storm, we can simply attack them to death with our creatures. Also remember, we can combo at instant speed, so if your opponent kills your Aethersworn Canonist, you can simply kill them before they kill you. Thalia Guardian of Thraben makes our 4-mana enchantment cost even more, but in the matches where we are bringing her in, they will almost never win while she is on the table. Remember, you can still combo while Thalia is in play because she does not increase the cost of creature cards. Lastly, we round out our sideboard with Toxic Deluge and Orzhov Pontiff. Both of these cards are powerhouses against Death and Taxes, Monastery Mentor, and Elves. While Deluge often kills many of our own creatures, you can keep in mind that you do not have to cast it if you are already ahead. Having access to a reset button in matches where both players often go wide is very important. The most critical thing to remember when playing Aluren is that the deck is a mid-range interactive deck first and a combo deck second. This means you want to prioritize disrupting your combo opponents as opposed to racing them and generating 2-for-1s against your control opponents. If you enjoy playing interactive Magic while still having an oops I win in your deck, then Aluren is probably the legacy deck for you. I very much hope this video has been helpful to you. If you'd like to hear more from myself about Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Hex TCG, or all of the other gaming stuff that I do, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, Twitch stream, and Twitter, all at Jeff Hoagland, all of which are linked below in the video descriptions.
And this video has been brought to you in part by a sponsorship from Card Kingdom, as well as the Patreon support of viewers like you. So thank you.